Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, Madam Web. So I'll be very honest, I had no clue this movie was in the pipeline, to be honest. At a superhero film, I don't know Madam Web. I have never heard of the character before. I kind of knew that there was a Spider Woman, never read any of the comics, never even checked up on anything regarding her, and only came to know now that there were actually several Spider Women. Don't know how they all came together, not a clue. Haven't read up anything about this. So I'm coming into this movie very blind, except for the fact that I knew that it got reviewed and it bombed at the box office. But then I always go in, even if I get to know that it's in a bomb, I always go in thinking like, okay, maybe it's actually better than the reviews actually a lot of people have said, especially fans, um, because of the fact that it's all women leads in the movie. Just like Marvels, it wasn't as bad as most people let it out to be. Um, the Marvel, sorry. So yeah, went in with what do you call it? Unbiased mind, but yeah, it's not really good. So yeah, it stars Dakota Johnson in the title role. She plays Madam Web. So it's her origin story basically. You also got an actress who I've been seeing getting a lot of publicity recently, but I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else before. Sydney Sweeney. She seems to be the it girl at the moment, and especially because she's got two large assets. Apparently, that's what they all say. Let me see. Is there anything that I've actually seen her in before? She's been in a couple of shows that I've watched, like she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can't remember if she was in it. She was in a couple of TV shows, episodes like Criminal Minds. What else? That's about it. Nothing else that I've watched. 90210. I've watched some of those. Some of those episodes. I'm guessing. I wouldn't recognize her from it anyway. Other than that, she's in Madam Web and, like I mentioned, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but nothing else that I've actually watched. She's coming. Her upcoming movie might be interesting. I'll try to watch that as well. You've got Isabella Merced, I think I pronounce it. Celeste O'Connor, Tahar Rahim, who plays the villain. Already forgot the villain. What's the villain's name? It's that memorable. Ezekiel Sims. Oh, so I guess he didn't actually have an alter ego name. Just Ezekiel Sims. So all right, Mike Epps, Emma Roberts, who plays a supporting role, as well as Adam Scott, who plays in another supporting role. So, like I said, it's basically the origin story for Cassie Webb, played by Dakota Johnson. We get to know that her mother was in the jungles of Peru trying to find a cure for her daughters who is in the womb. They've got a rare disease. I think for her and her daughter as well. The research team is also her and Ezekiel Sims, and they discover this unidentified species of spider which has got rare healing abilities. And Ezekiel, as all villains are, he betrays the team. He gets her killed. He leaves Constant for dead, and he takes the spider and gets the powers for himself. So he gains kind of like a Spider-Man thing, basically, somewhat similar powers to Spider-Man. And he wears even a costume that is the dark version of Spider-Man, kind of. I should say a darker version. A tribe that's there in Peru who also happen to be, I wouldn't say worshipping, but perhaps they utilize the spider. They come down and they're trying to rescue her, but she dies shortly, and she gives birth to Cassandra, and then she is brought back to the United States. We assume almost immediately. It's 30 years later. Cassie is a paramedic along with her partner Ben Parker, and she has a near-death experience in a crash. She helps to rescue somebody who's about to fall into the water, but she ends up falling herself. And while she's in there, all these kind of things and visions and all stuff come to her. She's rescued by her partner, and then she thinks she's, you know, she's getting deja vu, but basically she's able to see into the near future, and she can change, she can utilize it for her benefit. So as we come to see, Ezekiel Sims is now trying to find, he's got a lot of power, he's a rich, um, he's trying to find information on three teenage girls, Julia Cornwell, Anya Corazon, and Maddie Franklin. The three girls who become the Spider-Woman later. And he thinks that his visions lead to the fact that they are going to be responsible for killing him. So Cassie is also drawn to them, and it's her aim to basically save them. So there's this pretty decent fight scene and rescue attempt at a New York subway, the subway terminals. I really like that particular scene. She takes them, saves them, and then takes them all to safety. She has them stay in Ben's house, and then she goes to Peru, tracks down the tribal chief, and finds out about exactly what the thing is. And then the chief basically puts her out of her body, basically her soul out of her body, which they are, and she can see all the different futures that's possible. And she learns about her mother's. The mother had basically sought the spider to save her from a fatal hereditary disease, and then it's back to New York. By the way, there's a pregnant sister-in-law of Ben, Mary, played by Emma Roberts, and they have to take her to the hospital while dodging Ezekiel Sims. And then finally there's this big fight in the some factory or something like that, with a lot of with a lot of fireworks. I just realized it's actually a fireworks factory, an abandoned one, and they disorient him, and then he's finally crushed just like a spider. And unfortunately for Cassie, she gets hit in the face with fireworks that blinds her. Although I'm not really sure if it's permanent. She's supposed to be blind, I guess, now, and she's also paraplegic because she fell into the water, I guess. I don't know. Due to the injuries, the girls rescue her, and now they're all living together, and they form a team. And basically, towards the end, that you see you can see what they're going to become. Basically, this team of Madam Web and the three different versions of Spider-Women. How they're all together, I have no clue. Maybe it's because the multiverse merging, all that stuff, I don't know. So, it doesn't really say. She becomes one of the Spider-Women. All three of them become one of the Spider-Women, and that's basically it. So I have no clue about the rest of the history of the Spider-Woman or Madam Web. I'll have to check it out someday. As a movie, it was okay. I wouldn't say I wouldn't watch it again. It isn't that great, but I'm stuck for a review. I'm stuck for a rating. If I give it a 6, that kind of means I wouldn't want to watch it again. Although I can't say that I wouldn't watch it again. So, and it's not a 7. A 7 is a rewatchable movie. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. Somewhere down the line, I will definitely go and pick it up and watch it. It's like cut dust down the line, or maybe a 6.75, something like that. That's about it. Oh, by the way, Jill Hennessy also has a small role in the film. She plays a NSA agent who is seduced by Sims and then killed by her. I kind of recognized her, but I haven't really watched her in much, although I know of the actress quite a bit. Seen her in a couple of things here and there, but not much. So she is in a few television shows and a few movies which I've seen over the years. So yeah, that's basically it. Madam Web, directed by, I forgot to mention that. Directed by S.J. Clarkson, who is also a woman. Sorry, it didn't work out, but I think a little bit better. I don't know. The movie wasn't that great. I don't think I've seen Dakota Johnson since the three Grey movies, like Seven Shades of Grey. I don't think I've seen her in anything else since then. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the movie was made at a budget of $80 million. It scored 100.3 million at the box office. I'm giving it a 6.5. Thank you. Bye.